Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And welcome everybody to the season 26 Doscars.
Ta-da!
Hooray!
I can't believe it. I can't believe we're here.
We have finished the classic series of Doctor Who, which means everybody has been invited to this Doscars. Everybody, ever.
It's going to take so long.
They're all here. It's the biggest red carpet ever. We've squeezed everybody into this youth club here. We've opened up the coffee bar. We've got Charlie the barman there serving drinks. Edith has her catering van in the car park. We've got absolutely everyone. In fact, there's so many people, I can't even name them. There are so many people, but I'll name a few that have come today from this season. So the Destroyer is here in his blue suit, looking very smart. The Vampire Girls are having a great time over there, having a drink. You can get into the sauna with them later if you want.
Lovely.
The hot tub, get into the hot water. We've got Bessie and the Brigadier, as in Brigadier in Bessie, driving up the red carpet.
Which Brigadier? Okay.
Both. They're all in there.
All the
Everyone,
Brigadiers.
with their goggles on. They're all here. I will get on with it. Right. So welcome everybody. Please take your seats for this very special awards. Right. Let's just get on with it then. We all know, don't we? We all know. Right.
We all know this takes forever because Mark Dawdle's in between. Let's just do it. Let's get it done.
Right, there are, as always, 9 categories to go through. I'll just remind you all of that. And the first one is the condensed villain and monster together, which is still a good idea, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And the nominees for Best Villain / Monster, Season 26, are Morgaine from Battlefield.
Let us teach them the limitations of their technologies.
The Destroyer from Battlefield.
Can this world do no better than you as a champion?
Mordred from Battlefield. And I've called them the Vampire Girls, but what are their actual names? Let's just make sure. Phyllis and Jean in vampire form from The Curse of Fenric.
You should have come into the water with us. Then we'd have been together.
There we are. I didn't realise we had all a lot of Battlefield nominees there.
I mean, it makes sense. It's the nature of the story.
I mean, we didn't have like Fenric in there. I don't know how Fenric didn't get big. Who's like the huge monster that's like been in the background of everything. Fenric didn't make it. The cat people didn't make it. Master didn't make it this time. I swear the Master's always been there.
I know. Didn't make it.
This is one too many appearances for the Master. You've had enough of him.
He's curtsing in the corner.
But we've got, so the Destroyer, everybody disagreed with you. They love the Destroyer. We have many, many comments on that.
I saw.
Mordred was the bad son.
Yeah.
I thought he was quite good. He really sort of, everyone got into it in Battlefield. It wasn't your favourite, but I feel like everybody, for such a sort of silly story, everybody really went for it.
They did, yeah.
And Morgaine, especially Jean Marsh, Sarah Kingdom, playing Morgaine here, really, like, she always plays these parts really well. She's great. I think it was a strong lot, and it was a strong season overall for everyone. So there weren't really any for Ghostlight because everyone was a bit like weird in that one, weren't they? In the house, in the survival again, Master Cat people. So there wasn't a lot actually to choose from.
No, not really. Like we struggled. We said there was only the one monster, really. So
And they all used a lot of blue in this. Fenric was blue, Destroyer was blue. They had a lot of blue
Lot of
foam
blue
this
paint.
season. They just had... It must have been the stuff that they made. And did you know the guy that did all the effects and stuff, like the Destroyer and Fenric and stuff, he's the head sculptor at Madame Tussauds. So, oh my God, I need to send you a picture. I have my photo with Kim Kardashian.
At Madame Tussauds. At Madame Tussauds, yes, okay.
Can I just send you that now, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Kim Kardashian anyway. It is, isn't it? It's not the best, actually. It really isn't the best.
Oh, yeah, I think that's supposed to be Kim.
I think this one's supposed to be Kendall.
Yeah, that's a better Kendall than Kim. That Kim does not look like Kim, but that Kendall does look like Kendall. Oh my gosh, you've got to show the ET one. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
Okay, yeah, I also saw ET as well. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so maybe the guy that made the Destroyer and Fenric also made Kim Kardashian. Like, it's a small world, isn't it? Let's announce the winner of Best Villain Monster for Season 26.
And the winner of Best Monster for Season 26 is Morgaine.
Hey! She's really great. I think she, like we said, yeah, I mean...
She's brilliant in it. She really commits.
She really does. And now that scene at the end about like the nuclear bomb and stuff, she just plays it really like serious.
Yeah.
And doesn't really send it up or anything. While we're talking about Battlefield, one of our listeners, well, it was Doris Day again, left a message on YouTube. And it's really weird. I don't know what your real name is, but you're called Doris Day. And I just imagine actual Doris Day sitting there watching Battlefield. Like, you know. But I'm sure it's not actual real Doris Day. But Doris Day was saying, it's quite a long message, but they were saying that they were a fan in the 80s and like everyone thought Doctor Who was really stupid and silly and Sylvester McCoy was sending it up and they were really embarrassed to be a fan and they stopped watching.
Yeah.
Battlefield was a new episode of the series and they ended up watching with some friends and their friends just were like, this is absolutely ridiculous and silly, and they were really like traumatized by like how everyone was laughing at it and they just switched off as well and were just like, this is a terrible episode to open the series on and everything. But I think there is love for it now.
Yeah.
But I think at the time, everyone was like, this is terrible. Which we haven't really had that feeling. But I think the feeling was a bit different, actually, for people watching at the time, that it was
Time is a
past it.
healer.
Anyway, thanks, Doris Day, for getting in touch. And welcome to the Doscars. Right, next category. Supporting character. And the nominees. The nominees are Xiao Yang, Battlefield.
What's going on? You better ask the professor. What's going on?
The Brigadier, original, from Battlefield.
Get off my world.
Brigadier Bambera, the new one, from Battlefield.
Freeze! Everyone stand nice and easy.
And Captain Sorin, from The Curse of Fenric.
Takes 2 against 1, does it?
Again, I didn't realise when we were doing this. Again, 3 from Battlefield, 1 from Curse of Fenric.
But, you know, there was a lot of characters in Battlefield as well, though.
Yes, I think, yeah, and Doris Day did mention that as well and said that there shouldn't be. Doris Day said there shouldn't be as many, generally, there shouldn't be as many characters.
They mentioned that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love Xiao Yang, great Fen for Ace.
Xiao Yang was great.
Just the energy for that. I mean, yeah, okay, probably didn't really contribute maybe as much, but brilliant. Brigadier, the original Brigadier, I mean, I suppose, yeah, he helped the story along. It was a good thing for him to come back. You love the Brigadier? Do you love the Brigadier?
Yeah. Brigadier's great. Hey, let's not remember Bad Brigadier. And he's here tonight.
Oh my God, I totty forgot. Brigadier with the eye patch. You totally fancied. Oh my God. That is a throwback, fancying the old Brigadier. What's his name? Eye patch guy from Inferno.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And if you look under your seats, there's an eye patch for you all. Right, Bambera, new Brigadier. I love new Brigadier, actually. I think she's really good.
Yeah, you did like. I mean, I didn't. It's not like I didn't like New Brigadier. It took me a while to warm.
I mean, I love her as well because they've done 2 box sets of her adventures on audio. And she's got this team, and it's her in the 90s doing unit stuff. She's just over the top in that as well. She's just totally every single line and everything. She's like, Sergeant, but it's really, really great. But I can see how some people might not like that style of acting, maybe. And then Captain Sorin, who we have always called Russian guy. I've actually given him a name now. Once they get to the Doscars, their name is officially there. So
yeah, they get a name.
Hello, Captain, and all the army people here tonight. I thought he was great. Because you think, oh, he's baddie of the week. He's against them. He's there to do that mission. Then he's friends with Ace, and then he joins up.
Yeah, he has a good journey.
He has a lot to do throughout, I think. So I wanted him there. I thought he was a good supporting character, a memorable supporting character. But who has got the award?
And the winner of Best Supporting Character is Xiao Yang.
Yay! I'm not sure if people will be completely happy with that, but I think it's great. And here she is. Here's Kim Kardashian, especially to give her an award.
Kardashian's waxwork holding the award.
Yes. All winners tonight will be sculpted in Madame Tussauds. So we've got Morgane and Xiao Yang doing a tableau at the moment. Right. What should we do next? Let's see. So that's 2 categories down, everyone. Best story. Let's talk about best story, because there were only 4 and we just needed to choose one. And, well, let's announce it and then talk about it.
Well, there's 4 stories. Oh, we're announcing, sorry. And, the winner of Best Story is Ghostlight.
Yes. Which I think I've changed my mind on quite a bit, because it's one that if you'd asked me before we'd done this, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's the one that it's really complicated, it's really dark, don't know what's going on, but I didn't stop the actual enjoyment of it at all.
I just think there's a lot going on. It feels really... it's the first one where I really felt the change in terms of like where the story was going, because it was really about Ace and her background and where it was a real like shift in terms of like forward thinking and direction for Doctor Who. It just felt really different. It's been a while since we've had something scary in that way. When we were even discussing nominees and stuff, there was no one like redeemable in it at all. It was a completely different story. So it really stood out for that.
Yeah, I think that's why it deserves it. It definitely stands out from your more just sort of standard alien-y invasion stories or anything like that. You're just constantly like, what is going on here? And it's all in that one setting as well. And great cast of characters. So
the set's amazing.
It looks brilliant. And it was, the last one that they produced. So, oh my God. Oh, those people at the BBC. Don't get me started. Get me as angry as missing episodes, people. They've cancelled it, but they happened to make enough money out of it, putting it all on video and all the merchandise and everything.
Yeah, true.
But they didn't actually want to make it, did they? Oh, well. Right. It's too late now. It was like, 30 years ago. More, yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking the 90s on.
This is 89, end of 89. So
89, 99, 09.
Well, you're not born yet.
I'm not born yet.
Right, anyway, okay. So, what should we do next? Let's do Icon. Icon, a category that we've often talked about getting rid of, or that is it needed? But
Mark keeps it in. It's in the spreadsheet.
It's staying.
Shout out to Lucas in the spreadsheet.
It is staying. It hasn't been easy to think of an icon traditionally, but this was a really easy decision this time.
Yeah, it was actually. It was Ace.
Oh. Hey! It
was. I mean, this season is Ace's season. It's so much about Ace. It's so much about the companion. Mark's like, where's the build-up? And I'm just like, it's Ace.
That was like the least build-up we've ever given. But yes, it is Ace.
Ace is like, wow! It's the most Ace thing I could have done.
Ace. Yeah, of course it is, because it's all about her story. And she was really central ever since she started, really, but it's just this whole season has really developed that. And I like how even in the Curse of Fenric and stuff, they were mentioning like Dragonfire, Ice World, got a mention. Loved Ice World, didn't we? And, I've not seen those hash browns in Iceland. I keep meaning to look.
Oh, I got some more the other day, the big ones. Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't seen them. I did see, though, just in one of like the sort of bargainy bin things as you come into Iceland, Ice World, they had these cans of Coke, but it was Oreo flavoured.
Oh.
It was really horrible.
Yeah, I bet. Oh.
It was a bit like licoricey. But I don't know, why would you think if you're making a flavour of Coke, why would you make Oreo?
Yeah. I wouldn't add oh no. I just think about biscuit at the bottom of a can. I'm sure there was, but that's what I think of when you say it.
Well, it said sort of like chocolatey flavour, but I don't know, it just wasn't really, it was sort of like bitter. Not very nice.
Remember Borneos?
Borneos, oh my god, Borneos.
They were bitter.
The rip-off Oreos.
Rip-off Oreos, Borneos.
I'll never forget when you went to get biscuits and you came back with strawberry custard creams or lemon ones or whatever. I was like, what are these? Anyway.
I got taken off biscuit duty very quickly after that.
They're all being served by Charlie the Barman tonight. If you want to try an Oreo Coke, then give it a try. Anyway, sorry, back to... We talked about Ice World, didn't we? It's all about Ace and her story, and it is a shame, though, the only thing with Ace, it's a shame we didn't have that on screen when she left.
Yeah. It would have just been nice. Well, just at a moment. I don't know.
But also, maybe it's nice that if you didn't get that and they go off and you don't really know... I mean, there's tons of stuff, like we said, in the books and audios and everything, but maybe it's nice that we didn't actually see that on screen, and you can sort of think, actually, there's all these different possibilities there. It probably wouldn't do it justice, actually. It probably would just been like a really disappointing scene, and everyone would have been like, oh, they totally ruined the character of Ace in their last story or something.
I don't know. I feel like I just wanted to see them step into the TARDIS and look like they were going off on an adventure together.
They did a set of audios. You're totally not interested, but I'm going to tell you anyway. They did a set. They did a set of 4 stories of what the next season would have looked like.
I remember you saying. You have said, yeah. With
that script editor. So she doesn't actually leave in the end. She was supposed to maybe go to Gallifrey, but she's going to go to Gallifrey, and then they chuck her out because she's not like good enough or whatever, or she's rebels and she's like doesn't fit in with their society. And then they bring in this, I don't know if they would have done this, but they had this idea of this the next companion would have been called Rain, and she would have been a burglar. And so the new series would have started, this is what the script editor says, it would have been like this big sort of posh house party, and you'd have seen Rain as like a burglar, sort of like, she was like posh, like jewel thief sort of thing.
Right.
And then she would have crept upstairs and gone to like the safe in the house, this massive safe, and she would have like cracked it open, and she'd opened it, and the Doctor would be sitting in there being like, haha, I've been waiting for you, sort of thing. And that would have been the opener for the next season. So they had some good ideas, I think. But anyway, that is Ace done. Icon. Where should we go now? I feel like we're getting through these quite quick.
We are, yeah.
Best cliffhanger. We've sort of reduced the numbers for the cliffhanger, because when we started doing best cliffhanger, they were really good, and then they sort of went a bit weird the last few seasons, but we've had some great ones this time. And the nominees for best cliffhanger season 26 are Battlefield, the Ace in the water tank cliffhanger, Battlefield again, the Destroyer turning up and the chalk circle, and then Survival, Ace turning round and her eyes have turned yellow. She's turning into a cheetah person. Battlefield again. I don't know what's happened. Considering that...
Yeah, there's just a lot goes on, I think, in that story, though. It is a popular story.
I mean, the water tank, I mean, great, and it all could have gone wrong, and there would have been no Doctor Who after making that.
Well, I mean, as it turns out, there wasn't, but yeah. No.
I mean, literally after that episode. Yeah, but yeah, you're right, there wasn't anyway. So it might as well have just happened.
Apart from the deaths, but yes.
Yeah, apart from the deaths, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, I loved that. I mean, It's because it's so real, I think. It's actual genuine water. It's not like an effect. It's not like someone floating in space that you're like, oh, they're on blue screen. They have chucked Sophie Aldred in a real glass tank that is about to explode / drown her. They've actually done it. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't even done that in the 60s. They wouldn't have. Health and safety in the 60s would have been a bit like, should we do this? Should we put Anna Quills in this? No, she can't go in that.
I don't know, the music makes it as well. There's a lot going on. There's real suspense to it. It's just a great moment.
I suppose the only thing, the Doctor's like flailing around and doing his sort of arse shot. There's a lot of arse shots, like we said. He's doing an arse shot there. It's like the sort of tumbling silliness is the only thing again. Every story, when he shouldn't be doing that, he decides to do that, and it's just a bit annoying. But apart from that, it's really good. And then the chalk circle, I loved watching this as a kid. I thought that was really scary, the way that the lighting goes down and then they're arguing, and then got Morgana outside, she can't get in, and then you've got the Destroyer turning up. That cliffhanger, I just remember that so vividly. And then Ace taking over. I mean, you're knowing that's going to happen in Survival. You've sort of got an inkling. You
have like a tiny inkling, but it's still really cool when it happens and you see it. I didn't feel like I was so inclined. Like, I only thought it was going to happen because she's a companion more than like, oh, you see it coming. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I wonder if this could have easily been Ace's, like they could have written her out in Survivor. It's one of those, it feels like one of those stories, when it sort of all happens to a companion a lot, and then oh, okay, they've got a lot to do this week. It must be their last story.
Yeah. It could have been that. I agree.
Taking her home and her mates are there, and then something happens, and she could have easily said at the end, "Oh, I want to stay now," and they could have just done that, couldn't they? It would have worked perfectly for her last story, and it would have been fine for a send off. So yeah, you just think, okay, something's going to change now. That's the turning point in the story where we're really like involved more. So that's why that's there. So there are 3, and the winner of Best Cliffhanger, season 26, is Ace in the Water Tank.
Ace in the Water Tank. It's a great moment. For many reasons. I think a mix of like what you see on screen and then the reality of off screen. But I mean, the voting was purely for what we see on screen. And I think also, maybe because of what is coming, there is a real sense of dread in it. You can sort of sense it.
Like, sort of feels a bit uncomfortable. Anyway, there are water tanks over here if anybody wants to. We've got the water tank ride out the back of the youth club if anyone wants to have a go. It reminds me of, I mean, it's not actually like this. The only similarity is that you're in a glass tank. Did you ever have a go? Have we talked about that? Where you ever have a go when you go in the phone booth and you have to like grab the money and stuff? One of those.
I mean, I've never done it, but I'm guessing you have.
Yeah, once. It's way more difficult than you think, that money grabbing things. I wish there were more of them around. Why don't we see those anymore? They used to be everywhere, like in shopping centres and promotions and at fairs and stuff. Bring back a glass booth, not with water but with money, floating around. Can we please do that? They should be able to hire those for parties and stuff.
What, grabbing money?
Like you can put whatever in, I suppose, but I don't fake money. It doesn't matter. It's just like a fun thing to do.
I always think of like the Crystal Maze, is it, at the end?
Yeah, it's that, but it's way more difficult. It's way more difficult than They should have done that instead of water. If they tested it out and been like, right, we're going to put Sophie Aldred in water. Oh shit! All the glasses broke. What are we going to do? I know, it can be like space paper that she's. Anyway, right, I don't know what I'm talking about now. Let's move on.
What's next, love?
Oh, Best Regular. Well, we've only got 2 again, and it's a 50-50, like you said before. Who's it going to be?
Well, it's Ace, isn't it? What, Ace?
Well done, Ace. Double award winner tonight.
Ace is like streaming through this. Ace is having a great night. She's going to be trolleyed by the end of this award ceremony.
Oh, yeah, actually, triple award. Yeah, she's got Cliffhanger, Icon, and Best Regular. It's all about Ace this time.
It is definitely, this season is all about Ace.
She's definitely getting a waxwork out of this.
And we still don't know if she taught Mark gymnastics.
I know. Oh, the mystery. The mystery. I don't know how I can find that out. That's even more difficult than finding Ross. I remember posting the money for gymnastics through the ladies' door, and I sort of remember which house it is, but I don't know if that's anything to do with Sophie Eldred, but I know where that is.
I mean, you can't go and knock on that door. That lady's probably moved on. Knock, knock, knock. She's gymnastics. Who's this man?
I can't remember her name, though, but I would recognise... Well, no, she was super old, like 30 years ago, so... But I'll be like, did you employ someone called Sophie Eldred? No, anyway. What were we talking about? Oh, Ace won Best Regular. Yeah, I mean, we've said it all already in the icon, haven't we? I'm sorry, everyone, it's a bit predictable, but it's a good season for Ace. Like, what are you going to do? You know? Mel never got any of this. Or Perry. Right. Oh, here we go. Clothes Watch. Let's head over to the season 20.
Not prepared for this at all.
Do you know what? I'm not, but we'll give it a go. Let's all head over to the season 26 catwalk.
Oh.
Bring your drinks over, everyone. Come on, Destroyer. Come with me. And let's see who is going to be on the catwalk. Right, so first up we've got Ace, funnily enough. In her 1940s war outfit, she's got the grey skirt, she's got the red, what do you call that thing in your hair? Net thing in her hair. She is rocking that 1940s look, isn't she?
Here's 40s at you, kid. I've nothing. I've nothing. That's it. That's all I've got. That's terrible.
What?
I'm not even happy with it, but that's all I've got.
Wow, she could start a world war. No, can't do that.
Oh my God.
Okay, next. Okay, move on. Next we've got Ace and Gwendolyn in their tuxedos from Ghostlight.
It's a quick change for Ace. It's been a very busy night for Ace so far.
No, she's got one of those reveals. She's got the 1940s thing on, then she like rips it off, and underneath is the tux.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Suits hers. I've seen the light.
You can see the tux.
Oh dear. Right. Next we have the Master from Survival in his lovely black trimmed suit with white collar. Masterful. Meow.
I was going to think of something. I was going to say, like, what's new Pussycat or something, but I can't think of it.
And then lastly we have Midge from Survival in his shades and cool outfit. I'll join his club. He'll be back. As in like Terminator. No, it's in like Terminator because he's got the shades.
He's all shade.
That's it. All cat, no shade. Oh dear, that wasn't a good one, but never mind. They're all here, great outfits, but there can only be one winner, and the Doscar for Clothes Watch Awards Season 26 is Ace and Gwendolyn in their tuxes.
Yay!
Yes.
It's such an iconic look for the era and everything.
It just stands. It's just a perfect sort of Doctor Who. You've got this weird like mystery like house thing going on, the sci-fi stuff going on, and then you've got like the cool, dressing up the Victorian lady in like a tux and stuff. It's just it's just that weird mix of things. And Gwendolyn will be playing around on the piano at the end of the night. That's the way to the zoo. We're doing a sing-along in the bar afterwards. If anyone wants to join, just let us know. Let the Destroyer know at the door. He'll take your name. 2 categories left. And here we have Worst Moment. Do you want to do the nominees?
I remember the nominees, Mark.
Okay. The nominees for Worst Moment, Season 26 is... The vampire fingers in The Curse of Fenric? You might need to explain some of these. Ace jumping into the water at the end of Curse of Fenric. The robot cat in Survival. And the motorbikes exploding in Survival. Okay, so when we say vampire fingers, what do you mean?
We mean the really long nail things that they stick on the end to make them look creepy. They're really funny and unnecessary. They had absolutely nothing. They're just stupid. Like, oh, I know. They're undersea. Let's make them look weird. Let's add some really long nails.
Well, they're like... Yeah, I don't know. Well, what else? They've put a bit of white makeup on them and done that and sort of boofed their hair back a bit. They need something. And they're still in all of their clothes, so they can't change. So what else? Apart from giving them, like, vampire fangs... It's the next best thing. Give them big fingernails, I suppose. I mean, they don't. They look like they're trying to keep them on the whole time. They're a bit wobbly. And then Ace jumping into the water at the end of Curse of Fenric. Now, you really didn't like that.
I fucking hated that. I hated like this really like big emotional moment. She jumped in and then she was cured, and the whole thing lasts about a minute.
It's the end bit, isn't it? She's like, oh yeah, I'm better now. There's no trauma now. It's all sorted. I've been, again, jumping in her clothes. Yeah, it's after all of the stuff we've had in the story that's been quite dramatic and all the themes and all the stuff that we've seen Ace go through, just to jump in the water and be all right, yeah. And then the robot cat in Survival hasn't stood up to sort of modern viewing, I would say. I mean, it is obviously a robot cat. And by that, we mean, like, obviously it's not supposed to be a robot cat in the story. It's supposed to be a real cat, but obviously it's very difficult to train cats. I mean, it doesn't take away the enjoyment of the story, really. It's just one of those things, isn't it? We're being really picky, I suppose. You could probably do better robot cats nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's like one of the first things you see at the start of the scene. It's just a bit... Like, it doesn't set up for what you're going into. You just see this really shit robot cat, and you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? It just sets the tone of the story for you in your head when you just see that.
And what's sad about it is actually, if you didn't have that cat, and it feels like they just put it in because they had it rather than to add. I mean, I know we're going to get the cats later, but actually, it's dramatic enough with, like, you know, the camera coming in, and we know something creepy is happening. We kind of don't need the robot cat.
No, I suppose not. They could have decided to take that out. They could have looked at it and been like, no one's going to be convinced of this. Let's edit that out. But yeah, okay. And then the motorbikes exploding. It was just a cartoon moment for me. It was just the two heading towards each other and there's an explosion and then just like smoke, like nothing's there. There's no like bits of motorbike really or anything. It was just, again, a bit of a weird decision to make it that sort of cartoony, I think. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, again, it feels like a really big over-the-top thing for very little payoff. Nothing. It's what we used to have in, like, the 70s.
I can't think of anything similar, really. But, yeah, it just didn't fit with everything, just the production standards of this season and where they're going. And you just think... You could have had them... I mean, I suppose you couldn't really see the actual crash, but you could have done something, I don't know, less cartoony for me. That's all. Anyway, we have a winner for Worst Moment. Would you like to announce?
Sure. And the winner of Worst Moment is... Ace jumping into the lake. And you can guess who had the deciding vote on that one.
I think people were quite surprised how harsh you were on Curse of Fenric. Well, not harsh, but how much you didn't like it, because everyone loves that one.
I know. It was just that one.
But there we go. Ace, again. This is the most, I mean, when we look at the stats.
But equally, we have a shorter number of stories. This is the first time where the series is really focused on a companion. It kind of makes sense that this is happening. We even said there's been more, like with Ace, and sometimes supporting characters or anyone else. Normally, we've had so many other characters involved. I mean, you know, when we were talking about our winning story, there were no redeeming characters in it at all.
No. No, that's true.
So that only left Ace.
Well, we'll just call it Ace Who from now on. Right, well, we are down to our final category. Let's just see.
Mark's signing in.
We're just going to gather the votes together from our coffee members. So make sure you're all sitting in the right seat and you're all ready. We've got Kim Kardashian is ready to hand out that award to Best Hero. It's real Kim Kardashian this time.
Never the real Kim Kardashian. It's always, you look and it's still the wax one. That's the fun of it. It's always the wax one.
Right, so the nominees for the Sir Ian Chesterton Heroic Moment Award, Season 26, are, and you'll need to vote on this as well. So...
Me? Okay,
yeah,
go
you'll
on.
need to vote.
Okay.
The nominations are Ace for her personal growth over the whole season, the Brigadier for coming out of retirement to help, Captain Sorin being brave, facing the Hemivores and giving Ace his cap insignia in the Curse of Fenric. So we do only have those three. Because
Say them again. Hang on. You have to say them slower. My brain did not like... I got the first one and then you moved on to the second. Sorry, go on. So...
Okay. Ace for her personal growth over the whole season. The Brigadier, the old one, for coming out of retirement.
Oh, yeah.
And then Captain Sorin. He was being brave, facing the Hemivores, and he gave Ace his cap and insignia for the faith thing.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Curse of Fenric.
Yeah.
So it's only three because we were quite short on those hero moments. Again, like Ghostlight was totally out because no one was a hero.
Even though it was one of our favourite stories, no one redeemed.
And actually Survivor was out because, again, nobody had a hero moment. I mean, like Midge wasn't a hero, was he? He was taken over by the Master. Everyone was either taken over by the Master or... that was it. Or they didn't do anything. Like, there wasn't anyone else.
No, we
like
really struggled with this one. It's going to be Ace and her overcoming her adversities the season, whatever it was.
Let's just total it all up then. Right, we have a winner. And so I can proudly announce that the winner of the Sir Ian Chesterton Heroic Moment Award, Season 26, who will be up there with Charlie the Barman and everybody else that has contributed to a hero moment. The winner is Ace for her personal growth. Oh my god, this is history happening here. Like, Ace has won so many awards.
Aces across the board.
That's it, isn't it? She has won. Well done. Yeah, of course. I mean, what else? I mean, we talked about Ace the whole time. There's nothing else to say. We've said it all. She's a hero. She deserves to be there with all those other awards. So, well done, everyone. I did actually just realise something. I missed out something when we were talking about supporting characters. We didn't do our Garonwyn Honey Award for the additional sort of character. Now, I can't remember, I should know this already, but we gave it to the honey guy, didn't we? Because he was sort of... We liked him, but he was completely useless. And then we gave it to... It's the people that we like that don't really contribute anything, but we want to honour them. Yeah.
So
I had one for useless people, but I don't think we really liked them. I don't know. It was a bit more difficult this time to find out a Honey Award nominee. I'm gonna give you a choice, and let's see what you think. So I think we've got the blind lady in the pub in Battlefield.
Blind lady in the pub.
The lady in the pub that had her sight given back.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
I think she could get a Garonwyn award. The housekeeper in Ghostlight, who was like, I've done my shift, I'm getting out of here. We liked her, but she didn't need to be there. I was going to say Hale and Pace, the guys in the shop, but actually we didn't really like them, so there's no point. So I think it's between the pub lady and the housekeeper lady.
Oh, the housekeeper lady, for sure.
Yes, there we go.
For sure. Like, she comes back to work every day, even though she knows the house is haunted. She deserves her honey. A lifetime supply of honey.
Yes, I'm just going to actually find her actual proper name. She is Mrs. Gross, the housekeeper. Well done. You have won the Goronwyn Honey Award, Mrs. Gross. Well done. There we are. What a way to end the season. That is all. That is the end of the awards. So, as I say, we've got Gwendolyn doing some piano a bit later on, if you want to stick around for that. We've got the catering outside. Edith is doing some amazing stuff. She's got some recipes from Catland, so she's putting those into good use. Please get your goodie bag on the way out. You've got cat toys, you've got Nitro 9, you've got your very own commemorative chess set from the Doscars, season 26 as well. We've gone all out this time, so please enjoy. I mean, that's a lot of chess sets. Everybody that's ever been to the Doscars, they are all here. There are plenty of coaches going back to various different planets from here. This is the biggest, busiest youth club ever, so please bear with us. Should have got a bigger venue.
Oh, always. But this was the only one that would take us at short notice because Mark forgot to book.
Yeah, so we're all in Perivale. But there we are. End of the classic. And that is, another Doscars.
And on to what's next, Mark?
Well, we're going to do the 1980s All-Stars to wrap everything up. So those votes are still coming in. And then we're going to be off to some 90s, everybody. So do join us for that soon. But in the meantime, thank you so much, everybody, for listening and joining us through 26 seasons.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my gosh.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
To watch who?